This book is about the art of argument. It collects useful tools of reasoning and rhetoric and illustrates them with examples from the heyday of public debate in England and America. The result is partly meant for instruction. It's a chance to learn about the reductio ad absurdum from Edmund Burke, about the slippery slope from Abraham Lincoln, and about other classic ideas from writers and talkers of the first rank. The book is also meant for fun. It consists of masters of the language crossing analytical swords and exchanging abuse when those things were done with more talent and dignity than is common today. They made argument a spectator sport of lasting value and interest. That summary states the general aims of this book. For those wanting elaboration, here's a more detailed account. Patterns. We learn how to argue by seeing it done. These days, that means most people learn about argument from social media, a kind of virtual campus on which the subject is taught badly indeed. This book is an alternative school. It uses old examples to explain and illustrate patterns in debate, the range of moves that get made in arguments about all sorts of subjects, in all times and places. Some of the methods amount to ways of approaching an adversary or audience, irony and insult, displays of generosity or the will to fight, or the creation of an identity that makes the speaker more persuasive. Some of them are patterns of reasoning, ways to spot logical mistakes, think about evidence, or argue about the meaning of words. Some patterns are triumphs of rationality. Some are alternatives to rationality. Some are offences against it. This is the fourth book in a series about some of the knowledge embedded in the good speech and writing of an earlier age. As in the prior books, each theme to come is illustrated with a few examples that demonstrate how it has been used or discussed. I've sought illustrations that are reasonably short and have something in their wording to commend them to the listener, a dash of eloquence, passion, wit, flagrant error, or other source of interest or charm. More complex ideas receive more explanation, simpler ones get less. The entries are mostly brief in any event, and this regardless of whether the topic is large or small. Some topics are minor enough to need only brief coverage anyway, but some of them could support, some have supported much longer treatments. In that case, the book just serves to make introductions, like an encyclopedia with entries of modest length. Sources. The examples are typically drawn from British and American debate from the late 18th century to the early 20th, with spillover once in a while in the timing at both ends, for example, to catch some earlier examples from Swift or later ones from Churchill. That period is our focus because public argument was practiced at a high and distinctive level in those times and places. I don't necessarily say it was done better then than now, though sometimes it's hard not to think so. But it was done well enough and differently enough to reward attention from students of argument, which means all of us.